Hey Hofstra fans, it's time once again for the WB Mason Coaches Report. I'm Rob Joyce, joined as always by the head coach of Hofstra men's basketball, Joe Mihalich. Coach, how are you?
Doing okay. Looking forward to a ball game this weekend.
Now, you're supposed to have two games last week. You lost to Sacred Heart on Wednesday. Your game at Southern Methodist was canceled or postponed on Saturday. What are your thoughts on the Sacred Heart game?
Well, we can't win scoring 59 points. And that's what we did against them, and that's what we did against Manhattan. The one thing Sacred Heart can do is score some points. They have a little bit of firepower. They play fast. They got them down the floor. So I am disappointed with our defensive effort. It just wasn't good enough. Our guys, we missed some assignments. We weren't, we didn't locate the shooters. We didn't, stop guys off the bounce, and that's disappointing. And it's just, our guys have to understand that they got to get better in those areas. That being said, we got to find a way. We're playing different now without the end of the lineup. With the four-man playing the point, with Jordan Allen playing the point, we have a couple of big guys on the floor, so we're going to have to get a little more creative offensively.
What do you see offensively to try to get more creative?
Well, maybe we can exploit the fact that we got two big guys on the floor. I don't know. It's you would think on paper, you look at it and say, well, at least they're big now. That should translate into some more interior scoring. It should translate into interior defense. It should translate into those kinds of things. It hasn't yet, so we got to figure out a way to tweak some things and get it to there.
And last week you said you wanted transition defense to be better. There were a couple of times Sacred Heart got some quick threes on you on transition. So how do you shape that up?
Well, when I talked about it, missing assignments earlier, that's what I was talking about. We use the expression beat them and meet them. So when you have people that are trying to get the three off early, you got to beat them down the floor, and then you have to meet them early. You got to go find them. And I think we beat them down the floor for the most part, not always, but for the most part. But we didn't meet them. We didn't go find them, and that's it's something we talked about, something we worked on, and yet we had some guys miss those assignments.
The Pioneers only turned the ball over 3 times, partly good job controlling the basketball. How do you create more turnovers though in defense?
I don't know. I really don't know. It's something we identified earlier. Are we a team that can create some turnovers? And I've had all kinds of teams through the years, and the team I coached last year, we were one of the best in creating turnovers, one of the tops in the country in creating turnovers. It's more about your personnel and their style of defense. And with the guys you're putting on the floor, we just don't have the personnel and the style that's going to create turnovers. We have to do it other ways.
What were the positives you took away?
Well, we dug a hole early and we came back. We started out good. There weren't as many positives as we would take away from the tough loss to Richmond, the tough loss to Belmont, the tough loss to Manhattan. Games where I call them shoulda, woulda, coulda games. We came away empty, but at least we shoulda, we woulda, we coulda. And yet, I don't know that there were as many positives to take away from that Sacred Heart game. And
then the SMU game was postponed until next month. So how did you handle the weekend off?
It was unusual. It was weird. It was not something it gave us a couple days off, and let's face it, we sat at the airport for hours watching flights get canceled, and finally the last chance to get down there to Dallas was like a 7:30 flight that night. That too was canceled, and that was it. There's just no way to get there. But that being said, hey, it's a bit of a break because we were going to go down there without a point guard again. So. And after Louisville, they're probably the second best team on our schedule, although GW is pretty good too.
And is this kind of you have 2 games in essentially 2 weeks now. Is this a nice time to kind of go back to look at the tape more in depth, try to fix things that you have more an extended period of time to do so?
Well, once Dion Nesmith, had his little injury, we had to kind of start all over with what we did offensively, and that speaks to the 59 points per game. So these 2 weeks gives us a chance to work with I always say you got to dance with the girl you brung. And now we have a different girl we brought to the dance now. So we can work with that material now and see if we can't find some ways to score.
Also exams here at Hofstra. So is now especially the time where you have to really balance the books as well as practice games, all that?
It's demanding. It's really demanding for the guy and for every college student, not just our guys. But you throw on top of the fact these guys are they got to lift their weights, they got to get their practice in, and so forth. So. We will take more time off for sure during the exam week. Our practices will be shorter. I do believe that you don't take too much time off. I'm a big believer in I don't know if it's the old Greek whatever philosophy, but sound mind, sound body. I think when you get a good workout in, it's going to get you refreshed and and raise the temperature there so you can go study and get some work done.
This weekend you take on Central Connecticut State team, Howie Dickerman squad. What do you know about them?
Well, I know Howie Dickerman for a long time, and he's a very, very good coach. It'll be a tough bunch of guys. They will really defend. It'll be a grinded out game, and every possession will be a dogfight.
What do you want to see from your team?
I'd like to score more 59 points for
Right.
starters here. So, I'd like to see us find a way to execute better offensively. I mean, that's one of the things. And then, as always, what's been a recurring problem is guarding that basketball.
All right, Head Coach Joe Mihalich, good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Hofstra takes on Central Connecticut State this weekend. Come out and support the Pride over at the MAC. I'm Rob Joyce. Thanks, Hofstra fans, for tuning in to the WV Mason Coaches Report with Joe Mihalich.